So welcome to Solitude Farm. Today we have the pleasure of our TV friends from Pondi.
Yes.
And so they're not gonna too much intrude in our talk, but we will have a... my name is Krishna and I've been living in Oroville for the last 26 years. And this is Solitude Farm, which is inspired by the philosophy, the vision of a Japanese Zen master farmer called Masanobu Fukuoka. And yeah, we've been trying to manifest his vision for many years, slowly getting a deeper understanding of what that means. And I think it's very important to understand what this talk is about. This is not about organic farming. This isn't even about permaculture or concepts like sustainability. This is about something very fundamental. That's what's our relationship with Mother Nature? Where does our food come from? We eat 3 times a day, but we don't know where our food comes from, like geographically speaking. We don't know where it's grown. We don't know who grew it. We don't know how it was grown. Did they use chemicals? If they use chemicals to grow the rice or the wheat or whatever it is, corn, soya, what chemicals did they use? And how much chemicals? We don't know how the food is processed. We don't know how it's stored. We don't know how it's packed. And we don't know how it's transported. So you stop eating for 3 or 4 days, you'll know about it. You'll be like, oh, I'm hungry. You know, a bit longer, you start to get some problems. Eating is our basic sustenance of our life, you know. So if this most simple and basic aspect of our life, fundamental aspect of our life is bereft, is divorced from a relationship with Mother Nature, there is the root of all the problems we face in the world today. Because that reflects on our ecology, because industrialized agriculture obviously is the option. No, it's like we eat foods that are highly industrialized, there's chemicals used and God knows what else they do it, processed, and all that implies, food miles and machinery and the petrochemical industry, etc. And then you look at the health, the nutritional well-being of our societies, as epidemics. Let's just look at Tamil Nadu. We don't have to look further. We're here right now. Epidemic of diabetes, epidemic of high blood pressure, and you see how that relates to us, on a psychological, emotional level, in the society, how that affects our education system that's chasing after something. You get a master's degree from Harvard. What's the use if there's no water in the tap? What's the values that we have? Oh, I have an iPad, I have a Nike, I have a BMW. The values we have are very confused because that's not going to help us to eat, So we see that this loss of relationship with Mother Nature, and a symptom of that is not knowing where our food is at the heart of our problems. And then we say, okay, so what's the solution? What do we do? So we say, okay, let's look at Tamil Nadu. So you look at the culture of Tamil Nadu. The language of the Tamil language is 40,000 years old. It's considered to be the oldest language in the world. And then you look at the temples, and if you've been to the temples, anyone, it's amazing, They're very beautiful. And then you have the Ayurveda, the Siddha tradition. You have the poetry in the Sangam period, the Kavadai. You have the Bharatanatyam. You have the Carnatic music. You have such a depth of culture and costume and food, and it's awe-inspiring. How did that culture emerge? It emerged because the society had relationship with where the food came from. They knew, oh, in this season we eat this food. In this season we eat that food. Every week we eat that food because it's available, because those foods are local foods. And then we start to explore local foods. What are the characteristics of local foods? Local foods grow easily. If you go to Kerala, there's jackfruit everywhere. No one would say, oh, I'm an expert in growing jackfruit. It just grows. Drumstick spinach in Tamil Nadu. Expert so local foods, they grow easily. So there's no expertise, there's no machinery, there's no chemicals. If it grows easily, it grows in abundance. It's growing everywhere. So if something grows in abundance, it means it's accessible for everywhere. It's non-exclusive. Pizza, everyone wants pizza now. Pizza, you know, you've arrived in the life if you have pizza. But pizza is for rich only. Irons and, you know, all these minerals, and it's amazing food that also tastes good. It's not like it's good for you and, oh, I don't like the taste. No, it tastes good as well. All the Tamilians will tell you, know, we make a sambar with it. It's very tasty. You know, that food is not available in the restaurants here. Where you will find muringakere in a restaurant, where you will find it in a shop. You'll find it in capsules sold for $13 for a, you know, a little 100 grams of capsules for economic gain. But as part of our nutritional identity, it's not there. With the villages, it's still there. But as I'm talking about a very collective generalization, it's not there. But the muringakere is non-exclusive. Anyone can eat it. King and beggar can all have muringakere. They can all get that value. So that's the other quality of local food. Another characteristics of abundance means because it grows easily, it uses less water. So there's a lot of, you know, groups throughout Tamil Nadu discussing, oh, how can we reduce the water use? You know, surely they are sitting in office with AC and, you know, some nice snacks and stuff. You know, what we can do about reducing water? But they're not thinking about the foods that we eat. If everyone in Tamil Nadu once a week eat a drumstick spinach, if once a week everyone have, I don't know, the paplikai, once a week we have a maraveli kelenge, once a week we have a korikere, once a week a ponangani, once a week this, once a week varatanda, varapu. All these things, they use next to no water. It's very easy to grow. So we would be defining our diet according to local foods, means less water would be used. That's the problem with expertise. I'm water expert. You're a nutrition expert. We don't talk. You know, you're soil expert. Hey, you're expert. I'm my expert. But actually, the world is connected. You know, the tree doesn't grow in isolation. The roots are there with the microorganisms and bacteria and the mycelium and fungi, and everything is interconnected. But our minds, we keep everything separate. So that it grows in less water is an incredibly important aspect of value characteristic of local food. Another characteristic of local food is that it has a higher medicinal and nutritional value. As we go around the farm in the nice sunshine in a minute, you'll see this plant is good for your skin, this is good for your kidneys, this is good for cancer, this is good for respiration, this is good for your liver. This is a whole pharmacy here. And you start to see, wow, that is the culture of Tamil Nadu. These plants, these are a cultural, nutritional identity. You know, you tell the Tamilians drumstick spinach, muringakere. There's a little smile. You know, there's an identity there. If you go to England, I don't know if any of you are from England. No one from England, yeah? Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going for the English. But I'm English as well, so. But in England, you know, I feel that in general, we don't have a culture anymore. Our culture is beer and football. And people don't know where the food comes from. You go to the gas station, you put the petrol 24 hours a day, you know, there's a shop in the gas station. You buy anything. Something, an apple from New Zealand, a pear from China. We don't know where the food comes from. So because of that, we lost an identity, a cultural, nutritional identity, and therefore you get this type of vacuum where you get things like Brexit, where people don't know whether they're coming or going. They don't know who they are. I mean, that's my take on it, is that there's a lack of identity, a collective, you know, coherence within a society. The basic need is not one. It's very, very, very fragmented, because our basic need is nutrition in any society. Another important characteristic of local food is no ecological cost. So in Tamil Nadu, everyone likes sweet potatoes. I also like potatoes. You know, you have them in the masala, Kelinga masala with the puri. We have it in sambar. You have it in kurma. So many things. We're in the lays and the chips, and you go in the pizzeria. It's finger chips, and everywhere is potatoes. But potatoes don't grow here. So it means that if we bring them from Uti and Kodaikanal where they grow, we need to manufacture a lorry. So if you can imagine now, we're in the factory to make the metal for the lorry. And then we're in the factory to make the tires. Then we're in the factory to make the paint. Then we're in the factory to make the plastic. Then we're in the factory to make the glass, the windows. Then we're in the factory to make the electronic components, the ignition. And then you're in the multitudinous factories to make the petrol. And all the factories that support that industry. It's huge carbon footprint to build a lorry. So they'll bring the potato and then we sit there and we discuss about Mother and Sri Aurobindo and solar panels and, you know, like all of this, you know, spirituality, while we eat our fingertips. But there lies in our mistake, you know, our spirituality, our things are, they're conceptual. But actually we're not aware that by doing that, and we're all responsible. I'm inside this story as much as everyone else, you know, but eating foods that come from far away is really the very you know, huge you know, damage to our planet. So local food has no ecological cost. Of course, other values, it's economically more viable, and then there's technical values, there's educational values of local food, there's cultural values. Local food is probably the most simple, profound action that any of us can start, you know, valuing today. You know, you go home this evening, you say, okay, I won't eat this, I'll eat this because it's local food. And we change we don't wait for a government or an NGO or an outside authority to change the paradigm. We change the paradigm. It will lead us to explore local farmers. It will lead us to explore community gardening and schools, and it'll unfold, but it has to start in our mouth. You know, it can't be a concept. Otherwise, permaculture, sustainability, spirituality, veganism, it all is a concept. They're conceptual ideas, you know. So, if you like, we go for a little walk in the farm and I'll show you what I'm actually talking about in a practical way.
Wait now.
So you can come up to here. I say eating local food is an act of love to this planet. It's rediscovering our cultural nutritional identity, which, as I say, is our relationship with Mother Nature. And it starts with the soil. So if you look in the soil here, you see this soil is alive. There are millions of microorganisms, molds, bacteria, insects, earthworms, fungi, small animals, mycelium. The life in the soil is the fertility of the soil. This is the equation of the natural farmer. My guru, my inspiration for everything that I'm talking about is from this Japanese farmer, Masanobu Fukuoka. So there's nothing original, actually, I'm saying. You know, this is Mother Nature, and it's very simple. The organic matter falls to the ground, and it becomes accessible nutrition for the plants. There's no nuclear physics in this. Anyone can get up and give this speech. That's how you get that fertility. That fertility, you know, that is Mother Nature. So life equals fertility is Mother Nature. In Europe, they call her Gaia. In South America, they call her Pachimama. In India, we call her Bhumidev. But every civilization on the planet, they worship this soil. They recognize this is a Sami, this is a divinity, this is the Shakti of this country. And nowadays we're like, oh no, we don't want to get our hands dirty. You know, it's like, but without the health of this soil, there is no society, there is no culture. We're going down the drain. So the first thing is to recognize that these leaves, the branches, the weeds, the grass, all the organic matter around us, that's our bioresource. That bioresource is our profit. We're not talking about financial profit. We're talking about a nutritional profit. Because when you return it back to the soil, there's a nutrition built up in the soil. That nutrition goes to the plants. That plant comes to me. Then I'm a healthy person in a society creating a vibrant culture. There's a beauty in humanity. Everything emerges from health of the soil. So if you understand that that valuing organic matter is the first step on the road back to nature, on a renaissance of well-being, you know, you can go now if you want to start this work, because there is nothing more than that. It's as simple as that. Everything else will emerge. Okay, then there's talking about companion planting and mulching and rotations, and there's all technical things. But even those, they emerge and they express themselves and show themselves to you when the fertility is there. Without the fertility, permaculture is just concept. Yeah, so that's the first step. The second step, once we have a dynamic and a healthy soil ecology, is to value the gifts of Mother Nature. So in this farm, we have over 140 different plants that we regularly eat. I mean, it sounds like a lot, and it is quite impressive, but I feel we're just beginners. Every day someone tell us, you know, every week someone tell us, oh, but did you know you can eat this? And did you know you can use the seed of this? And did you know you can you make something with that? It's like, no, wow. There's a Siddha doctor, lives about 5-10 kilometers from here, and he has over 1,000 plants in his compound making Siddha medicine. So you see, that's a weight of a culture. 140, we're beginners, you know. This is just to show you that the diversity is huge. Each of those plants, they have many aspects to them, many parts of them you can use. You know, like the banana, the banana flower, the banana stem, the bananas, the banana leaves, the papaya, the ripe papaya, the raw papaya, the seeds, the stem, the leaves, all papaya is used. Even the tapioca, we can use the leaves and we can use the tapioca, all these different parts. This is another characteristic of local food. Because you go for the industrialized food, you go in the shop, you put the coin on the table, even organic shop, well, you get a banana, that's all you get. You don't get banana flower and banana stem and banana leaves, because that's what the money can buy. So the coin has defined our nutritional profile in our society. Now, exploring local foods, first it's quite interesting just to have a very brief glimpse of permaculture. Permaculture is all about relationships, and in particular, in the actual field, we're looking at intercropping, polycropping, mixing all the plants together. So how do we mix 140 plants together? Firstly, it's not at one time, it's throughout a year. And then you see that, okay, in the nature, if we go to a jungle and you just go and see the plants, they all have a different physiology. There's carpet crops, there's root crops, there's creepers, there's shrubs, there's trees, there's plants growing on the trees. There's so many different, all the diversity of physiology. So that's the first perimeter to comprehend, that mixing the plants due to their physiological difference. The second perimeter to understand is the time duration. So you have, if we were going to start a farm tomorrow after the fence and maybe a well and a place to cook, you know, it's the fruit trees. The fruit trees are soursop and guava and custard apple and chiku and mango and all of these fruit trees. They are long duration plants. They're the first plants that you will plant. After that you have the medium duration. You have papaya, banana, pineapples, and then you have the short duration plants, the lady's finger, cucumber, cluster beans, all of these type of plants. Then you have the spinaches, very short duration. They're not going through reproductive cycle. We're just getting the leaves. We're not waiting for a fruit. And then what's interesting, and this is what I really want to share with you, is the volunteer plants. The plants that are the colors of this local culture. The plants that many of these seeds, they're dormant in the soil. When you stop plowing the soil, stop disturbing the soil, let the soil ecology, you know, improve, they start to emerge. The first of those to share with you is this one called Thalinium triangulare. And this plant if you put Thalinium triangulare in the Google, you can read about its medicinal nutritional benefits. It's good for cognitive ability. It's good for asthma. It's good for pregnancy. It's even good for men's virility. I mean, this plant is amazing. We use it in the cafe every day. It's in the green chutney with other weeds like rosella and tudavale and peanuts and lemon and papaya. And we make a chutney with it. It's in a salad. It's in a green smoothie. It's in a green ice cream. It's in mixed with it's in samba. We use this all the time. And this is how you grow it, look. So you have the little stem like that. You make a small hole in the ground and you put it in and close it and it grows. You know, who is expert here? Anyone can do this. It grows in every garden in the bioregion. It's outside the schools. It's outside the hospitals. Outside the government offices. It's everywhere. But come to our cafe. Ooh, the food is so amazing, blah, blah, blah. I say, yes, just weeds. You know, it's just local plants. It has an amazing taste. It's not that it's a compromise to eat. How can I share this with my community? The value of this plant that they have already growing, but we're blind to it. We want pasta, Coke. You know, I'm being very general. You know, of course, there's in between that some organic things as well with a nice green stamp on it. But this, which is under our noses, we don't see it. So if government asked you guys to redefine the diet of this bioregion according to this talk, because you hear this talk and you go, but that's what I think as well. This makes sense. There's nothing I object to. Let's do this. Let's work on this. Then you have to get this in the diet of the people. So you guys do the TV, do the videos, YouTube, all that. You guys make posters. You guys go to the schools, cooking workshops in the school, garden workshop. You guys do public gardens, making a plant. You make a nursery, 1,000 of these, and you go and plant them. You guys go to the doctors, midwives, parents. You know, you guys do, other things. This is the effort we need to give. Time is a currency. Yeah, we put a guy on the moon. Can you imagine what it means? I train you to go on the moon and build a rocket ship. So much money and time. To get the people to value this will be much more easy than getting someone on the moon, no? But that's the time is our currency. So are we ready to give that time? So when people have their own ideas of success and values and this, everyone is running in a different direction. This common value, importance of nutritional well-being, which is the planet's and ours, has to be grasped. This is the first plant on our menu. We have it once a week in the governments. You define once a week a smoothie. Next week, 3 times. Once a week is a chutney, once a week is a curry, once a week is something else, You value it. Next plant is the green papaya. So the green papaya could really start a revolution on a social nutritional level. It's the same as a carrot. Only if you start to compare it with a carrot, you see, okay, we peel the carrot, grate it, you have a carrot. You peel the papaya, grate it, you have the papaya. What's the difference? Carrot seeds, you can plant it here for a very short season. They'll grow from end of... What do you do with the papaya? First, you didn't plant it because it plants itself. The birds drop it everywhere. You saw these papayas? You think I planted them all? They just keep coming. They keep coming everywhere. Secondly, they produce all year. Thirdly, they use very less water. You don't have to take care at all of them. And fourthly, they give a lot of papayas in comparison to your one box in the body when it's consumed. I'm not a nutritionist, but I read that. You have to look at those things yourself on the internet. You go on the internet, you look at the recipes. Oh, you can grate it, you put this and that. Is like a carrot sabji. You can do it like that, you can make a karakorambu. You can do like that, you can make a chutney. You can do like this, you can make something else. So a Thai salad. Every day we use in the salad. But again, you show me a shop that's selling green papaya. It's not in our consciousness. So how do we get our society that's running after money, Mercedes-Benz, iPad, position, pizza, pasta, olive oil, all these things, the things that we've been presented with, how do we get us to recognize, but that could grow outside my garden or outside my office or outside my school. If you had one and I was your neighbor and I didn't have space, yours is enough for me as well. We can share. It's more than enough for few families. So how do we bring that about? This is my sincere question. I don't know how to do that, but this is where we're at. So those are a couple of examples. This tapioca is vastly overlooked. Still, Tamil people will eat it. You can still find it being sold in the streets quite a lot. The Maravelli Kelenge, manioca, cassava. A good one will give 10 kilos. I had one time 10 kilos, like they're like my arm. And you peel it, you make chips with it. Fry it, it's very tasty. You know Maravali chips terima? No? What? Tapioca chips. And then you have mash, you steam it, you can have it raw. What we do is we make flour, we make chips, we dry it on the drying floor, and we make a flour from it. The dosa that will be in the lunch today is made with that and millet flours, and the flour from the plantain, cooking banana. So these are very unique tastes and very simple. You know, if you get Maravali today, you go and you make home, you make some chips, put a plastic, dry it. After 1 or 2 days it's dry, you put it in the mixie, mix a flour, you store it in a tiffin. When you make dosa, mix it with the ragi and make a dosa. And it's very delicious, you know. Kids like that. So, starting to share with you things like that. Of course, we have also banana stem, banana flour, and you know, so many other things. But maybe we'll go for a little walk now. It'll be... Well, they're selling capsules now. You know, you see someone, they have capsules of this. You're like, really? Like, why do you have capsules of it? Why you wouldn't put it in a dal, you know, and put it in a chatti and with the mutton, make a nice sambu with it and have it with the rice. That's the way we eat it in the village. But UNESCO, as I said, they say this is the world's #1 food. You can eat the spinach, the leaves. You put them in a smoothie, you put them in a pesto, you put it in a salad, you put it in the curry, you put it everywhere. And then you can eat the flowers. The flowers are very common in Tamil Nadu in the sambar. We mix it in the sambar. You can eat the pods. The pods are very, very tasty. We fight for them in my house. You know, it's like the kids want them and I want them. Everyone wants them. And the seeds are also used to make oil. The seeds are also a water purifier. So you see, there's many, many parts of this plant are valued. You break off a branch, you know, this is for the group assigned by the government to change this paradigm who are working on public spaces. You have to break off 1,000 branches, you plug them in the ground, and they start growing. So where's the expertise? It's just too easy. It's very, very, very easy. So it's almost criminal when you make this into something very exclusive, because it's part of a cultural identity. So this is the next food on our menu. And if you keep going in that vein, like behind you, this is a soursop tree. In South America, it's also known as graviola. If you take a leaf, you can pull off a leaf and squash it in your hand, break a leaf and you'll smell it. See how nice it smells. So this is supposed to be 10,000 times more effective in the treatment of cancer than chemotherapy. And it tastes good. It's not like, oh shit, I have to eat this rubbish again. You know, this tastes nice. You boil it in the water, you add some lemon, it's a nice juice. In the cafe, we mix all our juices. So this juice, we give it with the rosella, pulchtikira, the param, the fruit from the rosella. It's a very nice mixture. I said, he was like poking around. The first, who are you? What are you doing? He said, yeah, I'm doctor, this, that, something. And I'm researching nanari. So he asked, can you, you're a very nice guy. We took time, we dug out the nanari. They're using it as a diabetes cure. It's a blood purifier. It cools the body in the heat. I mean, all of these things I'm telling to Tamilians, they know that. There's nothing new for them because this knowledge is their culture. Whereas, I mean, again, nothing against the British, sorry, but we don't know those things anymore. You know, a little bit we know. You know, like stinging nettles, we know a bit about that, or dandelion, or a few things, but the beauty of such diversity, that's still in the Tamil mind, but it's getting lost, because everyone wants to have pizza now. And Coca-Cola. This you can buy in a bottle, and in the same compound you buy in a bottle, it's growing on the side of the path, you know. That's a shame. And the thing is, when you dig it out, you smell, it smells like vanilla. This we mix with the sangapu, shankapushpa, the blue flower. Clitoria tenatia, which is yeah, I don't see it here right now, but it's good for uterus, good for epilepsy, good for neurological problems. This you can't smell it because the root is not come off. I just pulled off the leaves. So, you know, these are just again a few things, and as you go around and you see more and more things, for example, in Tamil Nadu, and I think in many states in India, traditionally, when the neem flowers were out and they're falling, people would clutch the neem flowers, they'll make a rasam or some decoction with the neem flowers, and they'll drink it. It's purifying, it's detoxifying, it's killing parasites. So it's like, imagine we're one village, one family, and we all do that. So we detox, we're ready for the next year. Think of how the value of that society is on a nutritional, medicinal level, the health of that community. That's an insignificant thing. It's a minute thing. It's not valued. It's just fallen to the floor. We turn our back on it. We go for our job. We got our money. That's it. But it's the small things that make the big things. You know, it's the most insignificant things that are at the heart of the amazing culture that we experience in Tamil Nadu, you know, and you see the same all around the world. So to value the neem flower, to value the neem berry, the fruit, to value the seed and make oil from it, to value the leaves. These leaves we put in our soap. These leaves we put in our soap. We make a lot of soap. The papaya seeds go in the soap. The amla seed goes in the soap. The mango leaf, the guava leaf goes in the soap. The mango leaf, the guava leaf, the papaya leaf, the soursop leaf, we all make powders for that for reverse diabetes clinic. And we make juice with the guava leaf. It's like, I'm just showing you a few things. And what I'm trying to share with you is there's this treasure trove. Mother Nature wants to give us this, but we just want to have this. You know, you ask people what vegetables do you like, they'll say broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, beetroot, carrots, potato. None of it grows here. So what's going on, you know? Here we can go. This is a common tree found in Shiva temples. In my wife is from Tiruvannamalai, she's Tamilian, and there was one puja in the house, so they gave this this leaf as a prasad. We're like, oh, it's really good. I think we'll start using that in the salad. So we put that in the salad now. It's not like a plate of this leaf, it's a little bit. And it's a bit of that leaf, and a bit of this leaf, and a bit of the guava leaf, and it's earache, it's good for ulcers, stomach ulcer, it's good for this, good for that. Another incredible plant in Ayurveda is this this plant, which is Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, again in the sort of Hindu mythology, Hindu whatever you want to call that. It's written about in the Sangam period, the poetry. It's like that old. In fact, if you go on the internet and read about it, this is called Tippali, or Pippalongum in Latin. So they say that India was invaded for this plant. You know, it's like this was the spice in Europe back in, you know, I don't know, 2,000 years ago, whenever it was. Again, if you want to try it. We get the pods, of course, which we dry and we use as a medicine, but we also put it in the food. You just chop them up and throw it in like pepper. And we cut the leaves up, we put them in chutneys, we put in a salad. The point of all this thing is use the produce. Be creative. Find ways to use it, you know. That's just as simple as that. And another interesting thing of this plant, and it's again a characteristic of local food. It's cool because in the shade, I can't grow anything. Nothing else is growing in the shade. And you see, well, these local plants have technical values as well, and values that I couldn't even imagine. You know, you start to see that they're suppressing weeds and growing as an undercover, and I'm getting seeds for them that are going in the seed bank. And the more we give them space, the more they express themselves in our life, you know, and more that will manifest in our life. Wide spectrum of diseases, it has 4 to 7% dopamine in it and tryptamine. So it gives you a little kick, you know, it's not like having a smoke or something, it's more. And it has a second name in Sanskrit because the leaves make you itch, so it's called, makes you itch like a monkey. But it's an amazing plant, it just grows like everywhere. It's like, wow, this is, you know, this is, for me, it's a very magical plant. You know, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are diseases that they felt that they can't cure. Now they're starting to explore plants like this and seeing, you know, cures for such, you know, chronic diseases. And it just grows everywhere. It's like, wow. I don't know if someone likes to have these, you need to give me a cow in return for the beans. This is another amazing plant here. I can't show you the leaves just yet. By the way, that's the fruit of the soursop up there. The champagne of fruits, it's delicious. But this is a vine that's growing on many plants. And it's called, in Hindi it's called giloy, also known as guduchi. This is considered an amritam in Ayurveda, which is an amritam is the nectar of immortality. You know, it's like, if I give you the nectar of immortality, what are you going to say? You're going to be like, yeah, wow, thanks, man. You know, you make a powder from the stem, you make the leaves, you can just put in water overnight and drink the water. We put the leaves, we put a bit in the salad. People don't know what nutrition they're getting in the salad when they have a salad here. It's tiny bit bitter, you know, not really. But it grows wild everywhere, and again you think, it's amazing, if only we would value it, you know, it's as simple as that. This is the Krishna Mckenzie. It's an amazing plant. We just planted a lot more in here. It grows in the semi-shade. So it's in this type of permaculture where you have a lot of trees, bushes, you know, you have a less light, sunlight. Plants like turmeric, pineapple, Krishna Mckenzie, plants like that that grow in the semi-shade are really valuable. All those volunteer plants, the nanari, the moratakan, the tudavale, the, you know, all of this chicken spinach, the korikere. There's the blue flower. Can you harvest that flower, please, and hold it up? There's two there. You can. So all of these type of plants, they also come in the semi-shade. So they, Singapore. So this is, you know, this just gives you an idea of the permaculture. You have fruit trees, bananas, papaya, Krishna Mckenzie, tapioca, spinaches, the blue flower. There's some brinjal here. In the back there is some dal growing there with more tapioca. The dal is 3 months. And when we plant the dal, we plant the tapioca. So tapioca will take 10 months to grow. And then the dal dies off. When the dal is dead, tapioca is this high. Then we plant like soraka, bottle gourd, or, you know, or beans, and they climb on the, you make the use of the next stage of the planting. You're always exploring relationships between the plants, between the, you know, within the plants, the topography, the people, you know, it's all about relationships. Doctor, it's important to distinguish. If someone is really sick, you can't start telling them all this thing because maybe there's a deeper reason you don't know. But a superficial thing like a stomach problem, this is amazing. So take the tender leaves and chew throughout the day. Tu vas voir. Ça va te guérir. This is another plant that we can add to our menu. This is called the sundakai. In Tamil, everyone will know sundakai. But we know it, but I think many people, they won't be using it in the like a samba. Maybe they'll have as vattal, little bit. It's a minimal thing. But you use it as a vegetable, as a poril. You put it in a samba. This is a wild eggplant. I didn't plant this, or that one, or over there, or over there. In fact, they're growing everywhere. I didn't plant them. Like I didn't plant that guava, like I didn't plant the chicken spinach, or the nanari, or many things we didn't plant, the papayas. And so you can imagine that this government project that we're engaged in, you know, let's start with local farmers. Let's aim that the midday meal scheme in the schools is our target. We're not targeting all the people and change their mentality. Midday meal scheme, they can't decide. They get decided. So we tell local farmers, okay, local farmers, grow what you're growing, but leave sundakai in your field to grow. You see, if the farmer has an acre of peanuts, he's plowing the land, costs him 2,000 rupees, tractor. Then he's putting compost, other 2,000 rupees. Then he's putting the peanuts, another 2,000 rupee or 1,000 rupee, the seeds. Then he's doing a kalay, weeding after 2 weeks, first kalay. And again one kalay, maybe another 2,000 rupee. So for his peanuts, he spent 8,000 rupees. So if a sundakai grows, out. If a nanari goes, out. If chicken spinach grows out because he needs that money back, he's not stupid. He needs what he spent, he needs to get that back. So that peanut, where does it go? It goes to shop. It goes to feed his family? Probably not. So there's no nutritional aspect. The way to value these plants is to disassociate the economic advantage. Look at nutritional value. And the irony is, if you can connect it with a community, with people who will take it and go, well, I value green papaya. Certainly, I think we have to break those ideas of economics. But you can't tell that to a poor, uneducated farmer to let go of economic ideas. You have to give him a real alternative. So the alternative is a basket scheme, what we call in CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. In French, they call it les AMAP. So it's a basket of fruit and vegetable, leaves, whatever. And it's you don't choose what's in the basket. You pay 6 months advance or 1 month's advance. You don't choose what you get. So you get your basket, you have a varatanda, banana stem, banana flower, sundakai, korikere. You have this fruit and maybe some lady's finger and cluster beans. But you could also have a bag with nanari, that blue flower, sangapu, some sembaratipu, hibiscus, some soursop leaves. You go home, you go, oh wow, you put it in the water, it boils, you put lemon, you have a few liters of juice, you know, the kids are drinking a very nice juice. So the farmer has possibility to share all these things. Now we're starting to share, you know, the loofah, the sponge, like from the ridge gourd. We start to put this, we're gonna give this in basket now. We start to be able to share many things. We start to share the things we make soap with in the basket. So the farmer is just being asked to value his cultural heritage, his nutritional heritage. And there's the beauty. Because industrialization wants the farmer to grow things that profit the corporate and destroy the earth. So here we're telling farmer, honor your cultural identity. And that's what will make the change. If the midday meal scheme happened and the farmer was able to leave the sundakai, so there's one school there and around, you know, maybe 5 schools and there's 20 farms around. Everyone has sundakai. Once a week they have sundakai in the samba. Diabetes is finished in 1 generation because this is good diabetes cure. You know, it would change the physiology of the people. I mean, I'm imagining, I'm making claims, I'm aware of that, but it makes sense, you know. And imagine those farmers were able to give once a week the Thalenium trianguli, the chicken spinach. And once a week they were able to give varatanda, the banana stem. Once a week they were able to give banana flower. Once a week they were able to give all these things for juice. And then the drumstick spinach and the drumstick flower. Our children, who are the future of every country, of every community, their nutrition is at the heart of their future. So this is the project that we have to do. How to do it is I don't know. That's now 5 days ago or 6 days ago, someone posted one of my videos on a Tamil channel. In 5-6 days, it's 360,000 views. It's amazing. I'm like, wow, it's gone again. Second time viral. You know, we had the first wave 6 months ago. This second time. But I'm not any closer to doing the things. I can talk all this very nicely now. I know my subject. I know how to share it. I know to make you understand that you also know it, that you also agree. But what do we do? You know, especially as Tamilians, as local people. How can we, what's the step to bring people together? You need community. You need education. You need celebration. There needs to be a joy of coming together. It's not only, okay, we come together, there's a problem. There has to be celebration. There has to be, I don't know, music and art, I say, is like an adhesive. It's like a glue that brings the community together. It's equally important in this story. So festivals and all that, they play an integral part in this subject. But still, I can tell that, but I'm not closer to making the change. I see a lot of people doing more and more projects, so that's very heartwarming. But I feel that there's something we could do collectively. You know, like if you TV guys, if you found to give the right angle, don't just show, oh, these foreigners are living like this, and don't show that. That's meaningless. It's boring. Catch the point, you know, transfer that information to the point, put the fire in the people that they are responsible for this, that they can change this. Go to the crossing of Bharati Street and the one before that, Chetty Street. Go to that crossing where the Kerevi is sitting on the road. You know, there's a sewer next to her and she's selling all the different leaves and banana. Tell the people, go in there and buy the food there. Tell them to value their traditions. Maybe this, I feel it's the simplicity of something that sparks a fire. It's not some big project, NGO. Funding is the last thing that needed. You know, it's the smallest action. In Tamil Nadu, maybe there was some communication that we made that was like, Wednesday is Muringakira Day, and everyone sort of told, "Dear, did you have your Muringakira?" It's not like a fascism, but some enthusiasm. Imagine in Wednesday, everyone ate Muringakira, and then someone said, "We didn't have Muringakira." Monsoon comes, you guys, you get 500 people and you plant Muringakira outside the offices, outside the schools. The Muringakira is there for everybody. And then the same with the papaya, green papaya, and the same with the ponangani and with the chicken spinach. This is where we will make such a change.